Just give me 1 second, guys. Just try to probably share this around in a sec. Yeah, I have heard. It's okay, it's good. Copy it into there so I can have the stream. Right, that should be done. Brilliant. Give me 1 sec, guys, just need to get a quick drink. Just so I know what's happening. I like it. Right guys, good evening and welcome to, that is right, welcome to Eldar Sim Racing. This is WTSC, this is the final round of the championship, and what a way to finish the final round of the championship, with the championship yet to be decided, but you know, we have got 2 contenders for the championship, but we are here at Bathurst, Mount Panorama in Australia, and yes, it is the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual for Friday night, as well as other bits and pieces, but it is good to be here at Bathurst for a fitting end to the championship. It is on the line between the likes of Noah Wright and of course Brian Moncani. There is an outside chance technically that Rasmus Oren may push himself either into second in the championship, just to get that clarification out there, but it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for this evening. It is looking likely the track is, I'm not going to say damp, it's just looking a bit cool at the moment because it is kind of early in the morning for them. So going into points then, before going into exactly what needs to happen tonight, it was technically, I think it's around about a 3-point gap between Noah and Brian. They're both equally in the 300 mark, so Noah's on 335 and I think Brian Moncani is on 332, I think that's what he was trying to tell me. But then we've got Rasmus Oren, he's on 280, so he's about thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but just give me 1 second here. So Rasmus is on 280, so he's almost there, but he's not in touching distance, so it's between obviously Noah and of course Brian. So it is Noah versus Godzilla, as I've hyped it up to be, because obviously with Brian being in this on GTR, and it is famous for being known as Godzilla. Rasmus Oren has a GTR, so Godzilla is on the mountain yet again, but it is between the likes of between Noah and of course Brian Moncani for the title. Then obviously, like I say, Rasmus is third in the championship, followed by Nuno George on 221. He's a bit far back, so he's not going to be able to get the title challenge done. Brucey Collins is on 203. Jamie Hillman, who is in the BMW, currently setting the pace. The BMWs look like they're going to come alive round here tonight. By looks of it, he's on 187. Finley Ostler on 184. Then you got Nate Fletcher on 186. Oscar Stevenson on 182. and then obviously Andrew Osler on 125, then Dale on 111, Nathan Rombout on 184 rather, Neil Smell on 63, and Bush Bondy on 32. So what is the outcome for the championship then? The outcome for the championship is slightly different. It is going such as basically let's have a look. Yeah, so basically if Brian or Noah finish the race, Rasmus can't win the championship. So basically, you know, it's a two-horse race now, so if Noah finishes in front of Brian for all three races, then basically Noah's got the championship. But if it wasn't like that, then Brian has one more win than Noah. So if a level point was brought out at the end, then Brian would win on championship race wins basically. So you know, there's a lot to go in. It is roughly going to be thereabouts, but you know, it is going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. But you know, we're at Bathurst and it is a very technical circuit. We do have 3 6-lap races tonight, so it is going to be the shortest of the evening, but the track itself is very technical. It is quite a technical circuit, but excuse me, Jordan, good one. But it looks like there is going to be some close action, because obviously the likes of the Mustangs, like the likes of obviously Oscar and of course Finley, but don't count out the Subaru of Nuno George, as well as the Lexus of Neil Smale, who's coming back for the final race of the season. Not going to tell you exactly what's going to go on for next season. We don't exactly 100% know what is going on for WTSC next season. At the moment it is all in preparations. There's quite a lot of things going to be changing, but who knows exactly what is going to happen. But at the moment, for the time being, obviously tonight a champion has to be crowned, and technically it would be a very close finish. We need to see exactly what's going to happen, but you know, between the likes of Noah and Brian, they've worked long and hard all season to get up to this stage, to get to the championship, to try and literally take the championship. But obviously they will get promoted into GT Supercars next season, and you know, it will be a very mega end to see what they're going to do for this season, for the end here at Bathurst tonight. Looking likely Rasmus is going to be pushing on quite a bit in that GTR, but he's got it literally dialed up at the moment. He's having a bit of a moment to see exactly what's going to happen, but so we'll see exactly how close it's going to get. I believe Dale's missing tonight, which is a bit of a shame really, but it is Dale's birthday, so happy birthday Dale. Hope you're having a good day, mate. But we're going to see exactly what is going to happen here at Bathurst, and it is going to be a very tricky track to get, especially your laps down in qualifying, as well as potentially moving further up the grid for racing. It is going to be a lot of interest. The guys are obviously going to be up for a challenge. They are going to be probably on the money this evening to see exactly what's going to happen. But at the moment in practice, then Jamie Hillman leads them with a 2:14.8 at the moment. So you know, it's going to be very interesting. But Oscar goes a 2:13.7. But it's going to be very close to see what the McDonald's Mustang can do. He's obviously had it will be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen then. Are we going to get a very close proximity finish to the end? It's going to be thereabouts, but looking at exactly what Oscar's doing at the moment with that but it's going to look like it could be very interesting to see exactly what's going on. But Rasmus clips the Lawman. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. The very much interested going to be here because the GTRs are going to be there much. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But it is going to look like a very quick pace setting round here for Bathurst. But obviously I've raced around here before. I've gonna see exactly what's gonna happen. So yeah, as I say, I've raced around here before. I've commentated plenty of times around here now, and funny enough, it is one of my favourite circuits. But you know, I'm more concerned for the title contenders than I am for me. But the guys were saying, "Oh, I'm gonna end up losing my voice by the end of the evening." So I'm basically just having plenty of fluids, just in case. But this is part of the track where you do not want to catch people. I don't exactly understand what he was trying to do there. Obviously that is not how you overtake people there, and it's not the racing line. So we'll soon find out what he's planning. But could be very closely picked. I'm not too sure exactly what the Rooster was actually technically planning, because it's not part of the circuit, so he almost got himself pinged for track limits there. So luckily he may, if he did that in the race, it would definitely go against him because it is track limits. That has kind of hampered Oscar's lap time, but obviously it's still practice at the moment. But look at the times then, the Mustangs seem to be adaptable round here, so it's going to be very quick. It's going to be very interesting to see what the title contenders can do, but nevertheless we'll see exactly what is going to happen. but nevertheless it will be very important to get it right around here. But it is going to be very interesting, so we'll see exactly what is going to happen. Excuse me. But as I say, looking at the times at the moment, looks like Oscar's either got an issue or he's just playing it safe, because that's the thing, you get caught up into like the mountain section like here where Noah's heading up to now. You know, it's going to be very quick to see exactly what they're going to do, but you know, it's no room for like making overtakes and silly manoeuvres, because especially going down to like into the S's and into Forest Elbow and places like that, you know, you don't want to be pushing on quite a bit for that. But we are around then 4 minutes away until the final qualification of the season, and you know, it's going to be close as like Noah's up into fourth already with his practice time 2:14.6 at the moment for the championship contender then. So we're going to see exactly how well he's going to go. It looks like, you know, around here, you know, you've got to be very careful, especially when he clipped the grass. Then that could have easily hampered him. If that was a race situation, you know, that could have been like really a hair-raising moment. But so far nailing the lap time then. But it is going to be very closely fought out tonight. It is going to be very close. It is looking likely we are going to see maybe a title contender. It is going to be very much but we'll see exactly what's going to go on for quite some time. It is obviously Brian Garner's just sat there for a moment, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen in a moment or two then. So we've got roughly then maybe 9 drivers on the grid tonight, which isn't too bad. But Noah actually goes now fastest then, 2:13.3. We knew he was stringing that lap together, so we'll see exactly what's going to go on. I'm just going to make sure everyone's going to be ready in a moment or two for qualifying, because we are almost at the qualification time. It is going to be very close. He's actually still purple in that sector there, only by 0.2 of a second though. So what's he going to do? Because Brian Montgomery's going to have to get his skates on tonight. He is literally going to have to get that Nissan GTR, the Brian Montgomery Racing GTR. He's going to have to seriously get thereabouts. He can't afford any silly mistakes. He's got the wipers on at the moment. It's not raining, but maybe he's programmed his wheel to have the wipers on at the moment. He's got his left-hand indicator on at the moment, but we'll see exactly how well he does. He's going to be pushing for quite some time. He knows what he has to do to win the championship, and he has to obviously try and outscore Noah as best as he can. Noah obviously wants to set the pace rather. I'll get my words out. Literally set the pace for this evening. It is going to be very close between the pair of them. It has been for quite some time. You know, since obviously the races at the likes of Alsace, Blue Moon, Laguna, for instance, Sardegna. You know, there's been a lot of interest between the title contenders. There has been, and I hate to see the season, you know, end up drawing to a close, because it has been a mega battle. But you know, it is going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, we are going to be very good to go. I think Brian's probably not going to like me for the time being, because we're trying to get ready for qualifying. But it is going to be very carefully picked out. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for the final qualifying session of the season. And I think Jamie's about to get ready to start qualifying. I think he's just dived into pit lane just to make sure that everything is good to go. But let's see what's going to happen into the final round of the championship. It is going to be very carefully sorted. It is a lot of things, but we'll see exactly what's going to go on for the final qualifying session of the season then, and we are good to go. It's looking likely, you know, we've got quite a lot. Rasmus jumps straight out of pit lane, Jamie follows suit, followed by Nuno, and of course I believe that was Oscar. So we're just going to make sure everyone is just leaving, but Neil Smale will be probably the last to leave. I think he's just going to make sure there's no carnage, but can you blame him really? It's going to be very close, because looking already then it looks like Jamie's going to have to concede that, well Nuno's going to have to concede that line. As I say, around here it is not going to be very much easy to overtake, especially when you've got a train of cars just like that. You know, there is places where you can overtake, but you've got to be really careful because of the nature of the circuit. But we are going to see exactly what the title contenders are going to do then. So what's Brian Moncani going to do? Is the Belgian going to push his car to get onto pole position, or is Noah going to try and pip him to that elusive pole position and get the extra point for pole position for the time being? But you know, it is a lot at stake because they are both thereabouts. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Just give me 1 second. But it is going to be very carefully picked out. I think Darren's obviously trying to cheer on Rasmus because he is the outsider, but he is not going to be well, he's pushing on at the moment, but he's on his outlap, so it's not too bad. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. You've got the likes of Brian Moncani trying to weave his way, but doing it down Conrad Straight probably isn't the right situation, especially when he's got cars, especially his title contender behind him. But very difficult to get tyres warmed up round here at Bathurst. It can be very tricky, but we'll see exactly what goes on. No one going into pit lane as of yet, so we're going to try and push on. It is going to be very close, this last qualifying session of the season. But are we going to get a new time pole position, or are we going to go and have a lot of interest? It looks like Nuno's trying to push that Subaru as best as he can, with Jamie chasing him down at the moment, with obviously Oscar, Brian Moncani, of course the Rooster, and of course Finley, followed by Neil Smale. Don't know what happened to Noah. He seems to be pushing on. Whether he's had a bit of an issue somewhere, so he's dropped down a bit now. He's obviously dropped right at the tail of the field for qualifying. He's probably done that to get sort of clear air, which could be a very interesting tactic. We'll see what Rasmus can do going over the top up towards Skyline. I'll tell you what, it is a fabulous circuit. Bathurst offers some amazing views regardless where you are on the circuit. But you know, is Rasmus going to power that Rick Kelly inspired livery to its home pole position? But we'll soon find out. But there's quite a lot of guys at the moment trying to push the limits of their cars. Obviously the BMW M4, Jamie Hillman's drove this astoundingly well all season. And then you've got Oscar, followed by Brian Moncani at the moment. The Belgian trying to literally latch onto the back of Oscar. Oscar doesn't realise he was there and clips the grass there. So this is exactly what I mean. You can't afford stupid issues between the drivers. You've got to be on the money. You've got to be so respectable here, because if you put 1 foot wrong or you make a move, it could be easily picked out. But we'll see what Brian's doing. He always gets a bit loose towards the chase then, as he fires it into the chase down from Conrad Straight. But he's got Murray's Corner coming up very shortly. But Rasmus goes a 213.063 at the moment. Nuno George, where is Nuno? 213.9 at the moment. Jamie third. Brian Moncani about to cross the line. Now goes a 213.5 at the moment, so he's second on the grid. That's very close with the likes of the Rooster and Oscar with 218 and 16. Thereabouts, and Finley with a 215.3 at the moment. So what is going to happen for Neil Smale? Goes a 217 at the moment. No, at 212 then, 212.6. So championship leader currently on provisional pole position then with a 212.6. That is an absolute insane lap by the young championship charger then. He's going to be obviously wanting a car between him and Brian Moncani to try and not take that sort of style, but it is looking likely at the moment. Rasmus is firing his way up towards the S's. Then this is going to be where the action in the race is probably going to be thereabouts. Brian Moncani also pushing that GTR. You can just see exactly what he's going to do to two GTRs at the moment, second and third on the grid for the first race. Then it is going to be thereabouts, but he's purple in that sector. Is he going to try and push on? Is he going to try and get pole position for the first race of the evening and get that valuable point to try and push back up into the championship lead? It is going to be very difficult to pick out a championship winner. It is going to be very hard for me to keep track this evening who takes the championship, but at the moment it could be very carefully picked out. I'm not too sure exactly how it's going to work out, because you know, if Brian gets pole position, he gets that bonus point, and obviously a bonus point for fastest lap as well. Only one fastest lap point, you know, it is going to be thereabouts, but it could be very carefully picked out. You've got Brian Moncani escaping from obviously the chase down towards Murray's corner. Then as Rasmus goes at a 212.9 at the moment, he's thereabouts, but seeing what Brian can do at the moment. He's about to cross the line. That is looking a stellar lap time. What is he going to do? He goes a 212.7 at the moment, so he joins his title nemesis alongside him on the grid. Noah's just trying to get warmth into the tyres at the moment down Conrad Straight. It's going to be very carefully Finley rather, I do apologise, 214.7 at the moment, because Oscar's fifth at the moment, so it's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen between these two title nemesis. Then they almost are alongside each other on the grid, while they technically are, but Noah's lap time this time round was a 224.6. He's had an issue somewhere as he's been caught out at the mountain with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left of qualifying. Then it is going to be a very close sort of style for these two. It is going to be there, but looking at the times, then Brian Moncani is in second place at the moment, slowed down a bit there, but has he got an issue with the Nissan GTR, or is he just playing it safe with 2 minutes left? So it is going to be a very close qualifying session by the looks of it. It's only 0.140 of a second between the pair of them at the moment. This is absolutely astounding. This is going to be very close. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, because Brian needs to finish ahead of Noah to get that championship. He needs to have Noah to have a bit of bad results, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that being a title, you know, how it's going to play in the title. But at the moment, then you've got Brian Moncani second at the moment. Noah still firing his way. Oh, he's near. Oh, I thought he was going to clip the wall then. I thought he was going to clip the wall, but he's thereabouts. He's going to try and push on. He's got 1 minute and 8 seconds to try and get up towards the line. He's going to, Brian Moncani's going to get another lap in by the looks of it, but let's see what he can do. Let's see what the Belgian can do. He's coming through the back straight. No, Nuno up into second then with a 212.9 at the moment, so that's a very interesting lap time. Brian Moncani's previous lap time this time was a 219.4. That is a bit of a weird situation for Brian, but Finley up into fifth then with a 213.8 at the moment. His dad, Andrew, with a 215.22, no, 2022 rather, Or was it 0? Always gone off at Hell Corner there. Obviously he's out-braked himself somehow with a 215.202 there. But what is Noah going to do where he's about to cross the line? He actually went at 213.2 last time. Neil Smale with a 216.9. So most of the guys at the moment have been able to get their final laps in then, so that's quite lucky really, because that's going to show exactly what's going to happen. But is Brian Mulcahy going to convert it to a pole position and get a point for that pole position there? He's going to be obviously pushing on for quite some time, but is he going to be able to do it? This is what we need to find out. Oscar goes a bit wide there, so he's obviously given Brian a bit of space and a bit of time to try and latch on, but it could be very close. It's going to be thereabouts. I'm not too sure exactly who is going to win the championship, but you know, this is exactly how we like to see the racing these days. It is absolutely very close to be pushing on for quite some time. It is obviously going to be Brian Mulcahy trying to push the way where he wants to be at the moment. It's going to be thereabouts. Is he going to be able to get the pole position? He's down on his time at the moment. He's on 1.7, but you know who's going to be taking pole position? It looks like the likes of Rasmus and Nuno. Nuno gets onto 2 wheels out of the final corner. Then let's see what these two can do. Are they going to get the toe off each other? They don't. Rasmus actually still stays 4th then at the moment, so it is looking likely Finley's going to try and push that Mustang. Is he going to do a better lap time this time round, or is he just going to push on? It's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly. He flashes the lights in the final qualifying session of the season. He still stays 5th at the moment, but Brian Mulcahy still stays 2nd then. Noah goes wide out of the chase. Oh, I thought he was actually going to really hit that wall then, but he is on course to get a stellar pole position. He locks up the brakes there, almost takes out the cameraman there, but that's going to hamper his lap time now. That has really hampered his lap time, but and it's no shame, because he is now got that 1 extra point for pole position, and it is going to be very carefully picked out during the race. It is going to be looking at to be very interesting to see how close it's going to get. Just give me 1 second while I sort something out here, but who knows exactly what's going to happen for the guys. It is going to be a close battle between the pair of them. Obviously the likes of Noah and of course Brian. You know, I think Brian's going to try and get the upper edge in the race though, but looking at lap times then, it's Noah followed by Brian. They were almost 0.1 of a second between each of us, so you know what a stellar qualifying session that has been, and it's just showing exactly what is going to happen for the race. It is going to be thereabouts, but hopefully we get some amazing racing, but we'll soon find out what is going to go on for the final round of the championship. Then this is race number 1, but looking at exactly what's going to happen between Noah and Brian Mulcahy. They are both championship contenders. It looks like Noah, however, did Brian Mulcahy pick him? It looked like it, because they're obviously on the grid 1st and 2nd, but it looked a bit of a weird advantage, but the camera said it was Brian Mulcahy on pole position, but obviously not. But it looks like Brian Mulcahy's already been swamped going into Hell Corner with Nuno George and of course Rasmus on run thereabouts, trying to get the GTR driver a bit more pressure to try and get away from the likes of obviously Noah and Nuno. Nuno's up in 2nd then with Brian Mulcahy in 3rd at the moment. Rasmus thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what's happened further back. It looks like Oscar's trying to get a move on Jamie Hillman for that 7th place, maybe 6th place at the moment, with Rooster in 8th and Neil Smell in 9th at the moment, but it is looking very feisty at the moment. It is looking likely that Noah may push on. It looks like, you know, exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. Are they going to see this race? It is going to be very carefully picked. You know, the likes of Noah and of course Nuno both feisty at the moment. Brian Moncani third. He can't afford to let Noah get further with that Hyundai Genesis, with the GTR clipping the wall slightly as we go over the top of the mountain, then down the hill now to try and see exactly what's going to happen. But it looks like Finley and Oscar almost there. They've got to be very careful. This is exactly what I meant. It is not room for error here, because if you're going to try and make moves like that, it is going to obviously cost you, which it has done, because it's cost Oscar a 5-10th penalty there, with the likes of the Rooster in 7th, Jamie 8th, and Neil Smell in 9th. But at the moment Noah is still leading the race then from the likes of Nuno and Brian Moncani, with Rasmus Olman catching them up. But I tell you what, it is getting very close. Finley is thereabouts. It is going to be very carefully picked. It is going to be a lot of interest, because Oscar's got that 5-10th penalty. He will definitely have to get rid of that. But Neil Smell trying to make a move on Jamie, going down towards the chase then with the likes of Oscar and the Rooster. They're almost having a bit of a battle as Oscar goes off wide there. That seems to be a bit of an issue, because that has dropped him back down to 9th place at the moment, with the Rooster and Jamie fighting with Neil Smale at the moment. But Brian Moncani is still in 3rd place. That is not what he wants at the moment. He needs to try and push on. He needs to literally try and catch up to the likes of Noah and of course Nuno. But he's under pressure from Rasmus Olman at the moment. Both similar machines. They're going to be thereabouts. They're going to try and push on, because the likes of Brian, you know, he's an established racer, but he can't just give in just like that at the moment. He's going to probably try and push for the fastest lap point at the moment, but he's in 3rd place at the moment with the likes of Nuno. Nuno's holding these guys up now, trying to say, well, you know, this could be exactly how it plans out. But Brian Moncani, oh, he's clipped the wall there. He's clipped the wall, which has allowed Rasmus to go there, but Rasmus gets alongside him. This is exactly what you don't want to do, because you don't want to have the door closed. So Brian's now dropped down to 4th at the moment. Jamie up into 6th then, with Finley still in 5th place at the moment. Rooster 7th, Neil Smell 8th, and of course Oscar in 9th at the moment. But I tell you what, this is exactly how the things can't afford to be, because it is a very tight circuit. The room for margin. Jamie goes skating there. Oh, he's lost it. He has lost it going up towards the S's there. That is a bit unfortunate for Jamie, and I'll tell you what, that BMW will be slightly damaged there, with Brian trying to get a move on Rasmus, but Rasmus closes the door. These two are almost going side by side down Conrad Straight. This is exactly what we don't want to, well, we do want to see action, but this is the sort of things we don't want to see, because it is hampering the it can easily hamper the championship. But is this the problem? Is this the problem? We've got the likes of Rasmus and Brian. Is Rasmus trying to work an advantage to try and say, oh my goodness gracious, the two GTRs have another touch there? That is going to be a bit unfortunate. That may go into the stewards. Finley goes off track there. He's got to be very careful on the rejoin that he doesn't take his dad out, because that is exactly what's happening. But that is allowing the likes of Noah to get away in the championship lead. I'll tell you what, he's going to be taking the championship lead, extending it even further, because the likes of Nuno and of course Rasmus Olman at the moment taking the podium spot off Brian Moncani there at the time being. This is exactly the sort of racing. Yes, okay, Bathurst is notorious for having a bit of a argy-bargy moment, but you can just see the likes of Rasmus and Brian Moncani, both GTRs, battling for that final spot on the podium at the moment. These two have got to be very careful, because this could end up easily in the wall and can easily dent their title challenges. But you know, it looks like at the moment Noah is still there. Nuno second at the moment. Brian Moncani chasing after Rasmus Olman. He's got to be very carefully picked. You know, the Rooster in 5th and Neil Smell 6th at the moment. Finley 7th, Oscar 8th, Jamie 9th after that skirmish into the wall. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting. The battle for 3rd at the moment is still there between the likes of Rasmus and of course Brian Moncani, both almost choosing the right moments. But as I say, it's got to be very carefully picked, because it is going to be very carefully, easily done. At the moment, the title could easily go to Noah. Noah is technically leading the race at the moment, Brian Moncani needs to get some salvage points now. He needs to get onto the podium, but at the moment, the way things stand, Noah will be eating that advantage and stretching it further, because Brian Moncani is 4th at the moment. This is exactly what Brian does not want to have. He's got 2 cars ahead of him that he needs to try and get past. Well, I'll say 2, but he's got 3 cars including Noah. But Noah is not going to give up. Brian's trying to make a move on to Rasmus Ommer at the moment. Has he already realised his title's got to be there? He's got around maybe 2 laps, maybe 3 laps to go in this race. He's going to try and make a move into Murray's corner, but he's got to be very careful. We'll see what's happening further back, but Neil Smell's lost it out of the chase then. Has he had an issue? It looked like he's either been spun round or he's had an issue, but the Lexus driver has got going with the likes of Finley and Oscar and the Rooster there in 5th place at the moment. But joining the battle for Elise now 3rd place then, it is going to be between Rasmus Omren and Brian Moncani, both GTR drivers, the Belgian and the Dane. They're going to be pushing on. They obviously want to try and end it out, but at the moment Brian's trying to make a move on the outside line into the mountain section we go then, but it is going to be very carefully picked. You can just see Nuno there literally latching on. We're on the 4th lap already. It does not seem like we're on the 4th lap. It feels like this race has only just started, but you know, Rasmus is trying to escape from the likes of Brian. Brian is literally at the moment trying to push on for that elusive podium spot to try and get at least some salvageable podium at the moment in this opening race of the evening here at Bathurst Mount Panorama. It is going to be very carefully picked. I'll tell you what, these 2 GTRs, these 2 have obviously had battles thereabouts, but they've also had a bit of bother where it's kind of been thereabouts, but both of them at the moment pushing on. But it looks like Rasmus included that gap at the moment. But look at Noah. This is exactly what Noah wants. Noah wants this. You can tell he wants the title. He came into WTSC last season just at the halfway point, just towards the end, and had an experience in the BMW M4, but he's now in the Hyundai Genesis and he's probably loving this race at the moment, because he knows that Brian's in 4th at the moment. He's just got to finish ahead of Brian in all 3 races to get that title sewn up. But Rasmus is not going to be allowing Brian to get past any easier. But what is happening? Oscar is still there in 6th place at the moment. Finley in 7th, Jamie 8th, Neil Smell now 9th. But I tell you what, onto the penultimate lap we go then for the first race of 3 here at Bathurst. Rasmus runs a bit wide, but is this going to be allowing Brian to open up the taps and get alongside Rasmus? These 2 are almost side by side. Rasmus closes the door yet again. He knows what he's playing, obviously playing a team game. Is he trying to play that game where he, because Noah is up ahead? Brian is not going to like this. Brian is not going to like this, ladies and gents. He is not. It is going to be very carefully picked out. But I'll tell you what, Rasmus and of course Brian, these 2 obviously interchanging rivals, but Brian's going to think about it. He can't get the move done. He knows how frustrating it's going to get. It's going to get even more frustrating as the night goes on, because race 2 is a reverse grid. I'll tell you what, it is going to be very carefully picked out to see exactly what's going to happen. But between these 2 at the moment, this is exactly how things are going to pan out. It could be, Noah could easily think, well, I've got the fastest lap as well as a race win, so he gets the better points. But it's not over yet, because Noah's still there. Nuno in 2nd, Rasmus and Brian there almost nose to tail yet again going down the mountain. But this is exactly why Bathurst is so thrilling. But Rasmus almost clips that wall. Brian's still there in 4th at the moment. Rooster 5th then, Oscar in 6th and Finley in 7th, followed by Jamie. Oh, Jamie nearly clips the wall there. And Neil Smell in 9th for the moment. But what is happening for this 3rd spot? Is it going to be Rasmus or is it going to be Brian Moncani? It could be between the 2 of them. These 2 have battled all race at the moment. These 2 have had almost a lot of respect for each other. Brian tries to jink one way, he's flashing the lights at the moment to say, Rasmus, come on mate. Oh, Brian goes on the grass. Has he got the, oh, he's got the move done. He's got the move done, but he's run too wide. Too wide. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is going to be, Brian is going to be kicking himself. He is going to be kicking himself for kicking up the dirt. Onto the final lap we go then. Noah's already onto the final lap. Nuno in second then, with Rasmus third at the moment. Brian Mulcahy fourth. He's not going to like this. He is not going to like this one bit. Oh, I don't know how he's feeling right now. His heart rate must be really, well, it's not going to be really sky high, but it's going to be really on the up. It's not going to be easy. The Rooster still fifth then, with the likes of Oscar sixth and Finley seventh. Jamie still 8th, Neil Smell 9th at the moment. Neil trying to push on, he's obviously going to be thereabouts, but Rasmus Omeran, you are absolutely an astounding driver, but I feel, you know, there's some tactic being played here. I could be wrong though, but I'll tell you what, Brian's not going to like finishing 4th at the moment. It could be that Noah could easily try and push on now. This is exactly what he wants. He needs to be in front of Brian Mulcahy for all 3 races to take this title. It is going to be very close when he realises that he knows Brian's down in 4th. The team are probably telling him that. Nuno is still there in 2nd place at the moment. Rasmus, excuse me, 3rd at the moment. Brian 4th at the moment. Oh, Brian, oh, my heart goes to you, mate. My heart really goes to you at the moment. I feel like you're going to have to literally push in the next 2 races to try and get some salvageable points now, because it is going to be down to it could end up going down to the last race of the season. But at the moment, the way things are going, Noah is definitely going to get one hand on that trophy. The Rooster still there in 5th place at the moment with the likes of Oscar. These two had a bit of a beef in practice by the looks of it, but Finley there still in 7th, Jamie 8th, Neil Smell in, of course, 9th place. But Noah coming out to the chase then, down towards Murray's corner for the final time then to take the checkered flag in race number 1. He can't afford anything stupid, but he takes the first victory of the evening. He will be delighted. Nuno rather in 2nd place at the moment. He is going to be absolutely on the money for race number 2. Rasmus there in 3rd at the moment, and Brian Mulcahy 4th. It's going to be very tense. The likes of the Rooster and Oscar, they're almost nose to tail. It's going to be a bit of a hair-raising moment going out of the final turn, but Oscar just takes 5th place from the Rooster, followed by Finley in 7th then, with Jamie 8th at the moment. This could be a very close. Jamie's getting a bit crossed up out of Murray's, but it's going to be thereabouts at the moment. But I think the way things go, I think Noah has extended that championship lead. He has got to be thereabouts now. It is going to be very close. I will try and quickly, if I can, work it out before we get race number 2 underway. But I tell you what, it is going to be a very carefully picked. But I tell you what, is it going to go down to the wire? This is what we need to find out, because at the moment Noah has one hand on that trophy. He got pole position, so he gets a point for that. He gets the fastest lap, so he's actually got obviously the points he wanted, and it seems to be thereabouts. But we'll quickly go through exactly what's going to happen, as my voice, well, I can tell it's starting to literally go at the moment. But hopefully I can work some out very quickly. But I think Noah takes the championship very quickly, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be very carefully picked. But looking exactly at what's happening then for the Drivers' Championship, it could be very interesting. We're just going to double check exactly how things go. I'm just going to quickly jump on and we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So at the moment then, it is going to be, so Brian gets 13, so he was on, what was he on? So he gets 342. Noah was on 335. He gets 22 points, so he's on 357 at the moment. So Noah's currently leading the championship. It is quite a bit of a difference, but I'll tell you what, Brian is going to have to be very careful in the next race. Noah takes the outstanding victory in race number 1, then Nuno in second, Rasmus in third, then followed by Brian Mulcahy, followed by Oscar, followed by the Rooster, followed by Finley, followed by Jamie, and then Neil Smell. Noah gets the fastest lap then with a 2:11.6, and I'll tell you what, it is going to be very closely sorted. I'll tell you what, we are going to go for race number 2 around. So it is going to be very closely picked, but at the moment it is going to be very closely picked. I'll tell you what, it is going to be scary, but it is going to be really scary at the moment. But I think, you know, it is going to be thereabouts. Just looking exactly, you know, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen then. So, you know, Noah, however, he is on course to try and push on for quite some time. We'll see exactly what's going to go, but so it's a 15-point gap at the moment between Noah and, of course, Brian at the moment. This could be very close, but I tell you what, it's gonna really come down to the next race. But who knows exactly what is going to happen? It is going to be very close indeed. But I'm just going to quickly get the race results just in case. But it is going to be thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But it is looking very feisty for the championship at the moment. I never thought I'd say this, but with it coming down to the likes of Noah and, of course, Brian Mulcahy to take, you know, the championship, it is going to be obviously one hand with Noah now trying to literally get that victory between him and, of course, Brian Mulcahy for the second race. But at the moment it is obviously between, it's a 15-point advantage to Noah at the moment. He's extended that to 15 now, so it's going to be very closely picked, but it's going to be very difficult with being on 357 points at the moment. Then you know he's going to be pushing, he is going to be thereabouts, but the sun's come out, so it's going to be very carefully picked. We'll see what's going to go on. The guys are just practicing for a moment or two just to get thereabouts, but it seems to be, so it looks like, you know, the a lot of things, you know, it is going to be thereabouts, but it's going to be another thrilling 6-lap encounter. You know, it's like now roughly 357 to Noah. Noah knows what he's got to do now. He's got to try and get another race win. He's got to get another fastest lap. But I don't know how quick it's going to go, because, you know, looking exactly how Noah's going to try and approach this race now, it is going to be very going to be very carefully picked out, but it's going to be close as you like for the last 2 races of the season. Now it is, as I say, it's getting towards, obviously now race 2 is going to be where we could see the championship yet again maybe take a turn, but it's going to be very interesting, I'll tell you that now. It is going to be thereabouts, but hopefully we will see exactly what's going to happen. We have got around 3 minutes left until race number 2 starts, but it is going to be a reverse grid, so we shall see exactly whether the likes of Noah or, of course, Brian can try and get away from towards the tail of the field, it looks like. But this is exactly what brings this racing alive at the moment. It seems to be, you know, what's going to happen. I don't really want to put the commentator's curse on both of them, but they've driven outstandingly really well for this season. You know, the likes of, there's been a few people thereabouts, but I'm not too sure exactly what's been going on at the moment between the likes of the Rooster. Of course, Oscar at the moment, he seems to be, they've had a bit of an issue in that race then, so it seems to be thereabouts. But you know, we'll try and have a look later on what's been thereabouts. But you know, like with the penalties, it's been very difficult to try and easily get rid of them, but it's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what is going to happen. We are going to be obviously a couple of moments away from race number 2 starting. Is Noah going to be pushing on? Is he going to try and get where he wants to be for the championship, or is Brian going to try and take it slim to the final round of the the final race of the season? It is going to be very carefully picked out, but it is going to be thereabouts. We'll try and see how things go between a lot of things. We're just going to obviously probably try and get this race. I know we were going to say we'd start at 23 minutes past 8, but I might as well try and get it out. If everyone's ready, then we might as well get going, and it's going to be very carefully picked. We'll see exactly how close it's going to get. I think there's a lot of things going to be very interestingly picked out for these guys this evening. It is going to be very carefully picked out. I think now with obviously Neil Swell excuse me, on pole position for this race, he is obviously going to be trying to get that Lexus where he wants to be. It will be very carefully into a lot of things, but it's going to be thereabouts. We're just waiting for 23 to come on the clock, so we should be good to go, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So it's going to be very close for the penultimate race of the season, so we'll see exactly what is going to happen. So at the moment then it's Neil followed by Jamie followed by the Rooster and his son Finley alongside. So Andrew and Finley Ostler alongside each other for the second row of the grid. Oscar in 5th, followed by Brian Montgomery, then of course Rasmus, and of course Nuno, followed by Noah. Noah needs to get up there, he's just there chilling at the start of the grid. What's going to happen? The revs are building, as are mine. Let's see what's going to happen in the penultimate race of the season. Let's get going and let's see who gets a decent start of the second race. It looks like Nuno's taking out the braking marks slightly going into turn number 1, but there is a lot of cars already trying to push their way in towards the front at Hell Corner there, with Jamie now leading away from Neil Swell, with Finley and the Rooster, and of course Oscar. Brian Montgomery is still there, but Noah has already gained a place into 8th place. Then this could be a very close battle between the pair of them. Neil gets the race lead then from Jamie. Oh, Rasmus has gone into the wall. You just seen him there, just clip the wall. That is unfortunate for Rasmus. Did he have a braking problem, or was there too many cars fighting for position there? It looks like Brian's trying to get alongside, or Noah's trying to get alongside Nuno at the moment. Brian's trying to push his way further up. He knows exactly that if he gets 6th place at the moment. This could be very close between the pair of them. But I tell you what, this is exactly what Noah does not need to have. You know, he's got one car ahead, so Jamie's still there with Neil Smell leading the race. Then Neil is going to try and push on Finley and of course Oscar. This could be very close. The Mustangs almost make contact. Noah's up into 7th. This is actually really going to be a very close title fight then. This is absolutely insane. Trying to break for Forest Elbow, then it's going to be very carefully Brian Moncani trying to get alongside Andrew Osler to try and get that 5th place, but it's almost 3 cars. Oh my goodness, it's 3 cars right down Conrad straight. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely unstoppable. What is going to happen? What is going to happen at the end of the chase? Oh my goodness, Brian gets onto the dirt. Oh, this is going to get messy. And I mean, it's going to get messy. There's 3 cars. Oh no. This is exactly what I warned them about not doing. This is absolutely unreal. But that is allowing the likes of Neil Smell to get away with Jamie 2nd at the moment. With, of course, Oscar 3rd, Finley 4th at the moment. The Rooster 5th, Rasmus and Nuno side by side. Noah is in 8th at the moment. Brian Moncani has dropped back quite a bit actually. He's around 1.2 seconds from Noah at the moment. That was literally getting nasty into the chase then. We knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. But Neil Smale holding on for dear life to try and get his first ever Eldar Sim Racing victory. Jamie gets overtaken by Oscar, but he gets Neil Smale as well. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a bit unfortunate. This is going to be very closely. I think the stewards are going to be looking at this one very closely tonight, I'd say that. I'm sure the stewards in the stewards room at the moment are looking what's going on. Finley, oh not Finley, the Rooster blocks Noah and then lets Brian Moncani almost past. This is exactly what we don't want. We don't want stupidity because it is going to hamper the title contenders. This is what you don't want. But I tell you what, I think it's going to be very carefully picked out at the moment. Rasmus, oh, it's got Rasmus, oh no. He's rejoined in front of the Rooster and of course Noah. That is really dangerous. This is exactly what we didn't want them to do. These guys knew exactly what was noted. You know, it looks like at the moment Brian Moncani is not having a good race at the moment. He's going to be livid because he's got Noah just ahead of him and he can't afford Noah to be even further ahead. And Rasmus is trying to overtake the Rooster, but the Rooster goes one way or goes another. This could be fireworks. This could be fireworks because Noah's coming on that attack. Oh my goodness. This is too close for comfort at the moment, but the Rooster trying to get overtaken by Rasmus on the run at the moment. Neil Smelt, is that Neil Smelt? Yes it is. Oh, he's in the wall. He is in the wall. He's not going to be happy with that. Jamie still leads the race then from Finley, followed by Nuno, Oscar 4th then, Rasmus in 5th then, followed by the Rooster, followed by Noah. Brian Moncani is also there now. Neil Smell 9th at the moment, but we're on to lap number 3 then, out of 6, so we're not even far away from the checkered flag dropping here in the second race here at Bathurst. I'll tell you what, this race has been very closely, I don't know how to put this, but it has been very tense. It has been pretty much tense. Nuno and Oscar, oh my goodness, this has got to be very carefully picked. This has got to be very carefully picked, this move. This is absolutely getting very close for the title contenders to get caught up. This is exactly what we can't afford to have, is the title contenders to be caught up. That is a bit, I don't know what Oscar's trying to do there. He's clipped the wall. He knows he's got to be very careful, but Noah is on the attack. Noah is on the attack. Oh, he's got a move done there. That was absolutely unreal. But that's allowed the likes of Brian Moncani to get held up by the Rooster at the moment. This is This is not playing in Brian's title challenge's hands at the moment. He's going to be absolutely livid. And I tell you what, it's going to look very... Oh, Oscar clips that wall, which allows Noah to get past. Oh, there's a lot of cars trying to fight for space here at the moment. This is a bit of a memento at the moment, going down Forest Elbow. But I'll tell you what, down Conran straight then for the third time. This is absolutely car after car. Where did Rasmus go? He got up into second. What? He's almost up into first, trying to break Jamie for the chase. This is absolutely unreal. Oh God, I do apologise, sorry about the coughing, but I'll tell you what, this is getting close. Jamie in first place, Rasmus has dropped down. Oh, there's been a bit of contact between the pair of them. Oh my goodness gracious, this is what we don't want to see. Oh, this is absolutely... I don't know exactly how to feel at the moment, because that has been a bit naughty. There was quite a lot of cars. Finley went into the wall, but then Rasmus had that fishtail, and he's at it again. This is the problem. The guys have got to be careful where they pick their moments. I'll tell you what, it looks like Rasmus is squeezing Brian Moncani onto the grass. This is what we don't want. So Rasmus in fourth, then Noah's up into third. This is so hard to commentate on because there is so much going on at the moment. Nuno is in second, but Rasmus has got to be very careful. He has found himself in issues before, but this is the problem. Finley's trying to catch up to the Rooster. I don't know how these guys are making these moves stick, but it's going to end up in tears, and someone's going to end up seriously hitting the wall so hard it could ruin them. But we're on to lap number 4 out of 6 then. I'll tell you what, it is looking very feisty. Brian Moncani has one car ahead of him to try and get back up to Noah. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be very carefully pit Noah. Noah wants these race victories. You can see he's pushing, he's trying to get up to Nuno. Rasmus is there fourth at the moment, the Rooster and of course Finley. These two have had a bit of issues already this evening, so you know, this is exactly what we don't want to have, is issues with drivers. You know, Oscar gets there in 6th place, but the Rooster tries to overtake, do the overlap. It's going to be very carefully pit. What's going to happen? The Rooster goes one way, the Oscar, oh my goodness, the Oscar, oh, this is getting so tense. Jamie drops down to 5th place then, but Noah's back in the lead of the race. This is, oh my goodness, what is going on? We're on to the penultimate lap of the second race of the evening, the second race. This could be very carefully pit. This is what, my head is completely baffled at the moment. It is exactly shades of race 1 for the top 3 at the moment, or even should I say the top 4. But I tell you what, it is thereabouts. But there is a lot of things going on in this race. Finley in 8th and Neil Smale 9th at the moment. Poor old Neil on his way to return, but you know, he will come back hopefully stronger next season. Rasmus in 2nd, then Nuno in 3rd, but it's almost there. Brian Moncani in 4th at the moment. This is exactly what Brian does not want to have. He is going to be absolutely disappointed. Jamie's still there, 5th place at the moment. The Rooster in 7th. Oscar's, oh my goodness, Oscar is almost in his boot lid. This is going to be absolutely trying to push on for dear life. Oscar's going to try and... I thought he was going to try and make a move, but it's getting very close. It is getting very close between these guys. Nuno clips that wall. Oh, that is unfortunate. He has clipped the wall with Rasmus in 2nd and Noah in 1st. Noah's got the fastest lap at the moment, so he will get an extra point for that. But I tell you what, Brian's almost... he's got to be very careful. He's almost kissing the championship goodbye, and it's not what he wants. Jamie in 5th rather. Rooster and Oscar side by side going down the Conrod straight. I do apologise. Going down Conrod straight. This is going to be absolutely unreal. Yes, okay, when the brake and the side sliding about, but that's because obviously the turbulence, but it's not been very easy at the moment. But I tell you what, Brian Moncani is 4th, Nuno is in 3rd at the moment, holding on for dear life. But at the moment, onto the final lap we go then. Noah is going to try and take maximum points in this one, with Rasmus 2nd at the moment, Nuno still there in 3rd. Holding off from Brian Moncani at the moment. This could be an absolute crazy end to the penultimate race of the season. It is going to be thereabouts. Brian is trying to get alongside Nuno. Nuno's pushing him onto the dirt. Oh my goodness, this is what we don't want. This has got to be very carefully. Brian, I know Brian's in that fight, but he's now into 3rd place then. But I tell you what is happening between Oscar and the Rooster at the moment? He's got Finley behind him as well. Got to be very carefully picked. Oh, this is what it's gonna be very picked out. It's, you know, the Rooster is in 6th at the moment. Brian Moncani. Nuno's got a penalty, so that might give Brian some breathing space. But this is exactly the battle we're going to be on about. Brian knows that Noah is there, but Noah is under pressure from Rasmus at the moment. But Noah's got to finish ahead of Brian in all 3 races to get that title, which he is doing at the moment. But you know, can't afford any issues. Nuno's still there in 4th then. Jamie 5th. The Rooster in 6th. Finley now 7th. Oscar with that penalty. Neil Smell in, of course, 9th at the moment. But I'll tell you what, going down Conrod straight for the final time in the 2nd race, it has been very closely fought, but Rasmus has near the fastest lap. Wow. But I tell you what, this is going to be a battle and a half. Noah's heartbeat is going to be racing. He's going to be very scared. Rasmus is trying to take that victory, but I tell you what, Noah has taken another victory, and I tell you what, he is going to like that. He's going to like it even more because he will be extending that championship. And I tell you what, Rasmus takes the fastest lap though. Brian Moncani 3rd. I think Brian knows the title, slowly but surely gaining away. Jamie 4th, then Nuno 5th. Rooster 6th. Finley 7th. Neil Smell 8th. Oscar in 9th. This is going to be a title showdown. What is going to happen? Let's have a look at what that does to the points then. But this is exactly what's going to happen, because I'm going to work out the points very quickly. I'm going to tell you what, we are going to be in for an absolute epic final showdown. I'll tell you what, let's see what that does to the points, because at the moment Noah was he on? So he's on 377 now. But it's going to be very close. Noah is going to be one hand on the trophy. He is almost there. He is just got to finish ahead of Brian in the next race. Rasmus 2nd, Brian Moncani 3rd, with Jamie 4th, Nuno 5th, the Rooster 6th, Finley 7th, Neil Smell 8th, Oscar 9th. Rasmus takes the fastest lap on the final lap of the race with a 2:12.4. I tell you what, it's going down to the wire. This is absolutely unreal. But it is going to be very carefully picked out. But I am so nervous for the final race of the season. We are going to be getting a bit of a break because I need it. But I tell you what, guys, it has been a very close fought championship, and I think Noah has definitely, close as you like, it is going to be very carefully picked. I think I think Brian now knows it's going to be now or never. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see exactly how things So we'll see exactly what's going to happen for the final race of the season. But we'll see exactly how well the final race is going to pan out, because Noah is that close now. He's that close to having the title in his grasp. It is going to be very close. So let's see what's going to happen in the final race. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. It is going to get very closely picked out. But is Oscar going to try and take another win? Is Neil Smell going to be taking another win? Or try and take his first win, shall I say. But it is the final race of the season, and we are going to be in for a treat. Let's see what's going to happen. Oscar gets that rolling start to his advantage, but it is going to be very carefully picked. Noah has got to now try and get thereabouts to try and get onto to try and chase after the chasing pack, but it is going to be thereabouts. We'll try and see exactly what's going to happen with the two title contenders. Noah is trying to be thereabouts at the moment. It's had a bit of a rough and tumble. What is Rasmus going to do? But I tell you what, it's been a bit argy-bargy tonight in that second race. It all seemed to have kicked off yet again. I'll tell you what, it has been not really the easiest. I'll tell you what, it has been slightly disappointing to see slight moves not gone to happen. But I tell you what, it is going to be very carefully picked. I think the Rooster and of course his son are getting pounced on by Nuno. Nuno's trying to get there. Is he going to try and get the moves done? It looks like at the moment Oscar is still leading from Neil Smell at the moment, with Finley third, with the Rooster fourth, Nuno fifth at the moment, Jamie sixth, Brian Moncani at the moment seventh, with Rasmus trying to push on. But Rasmus has got to be very careful because Noah is on that charge. Noah is on the charge. He knows exactly what is going to happen, but it is going to be very carefully picked. But you know, it is thereabouts. Brian and Jamie are having a bit of battle. Rasmus is there. Rasmus has got to be very careful because he can't afford to take silly manoeuvres, especially the championship contenders. I'll tell you what, it is going to be a very close battle because Jamie's trying to get alongside Brian Moncani, but Noah wants to get another car ahead of him. Rasmus is trying to, he's on the dirt at the moment, he's trying to make it 3-1. Excuse me. That was a bit unfortunate. Jamie's gone off at high speed there. And I think, you know, Rasmus needs to be careful because he's already found himself in hot water this season. I'll tell you what, that was definitely taking the near enough taking the two championship contenders out of the race. And I'll tell you what, that was nearly a heart-stopping moment. But that's allowed the likes of Finley. Oh, Finley's he's going to get overtaken by his dad at the moment, but Oscar still leads away from Neil Smell at the moment. It seems to be there, but I tell you what, it is going to be very unreal. I don't know exactly what has happened there because Jamie seemed to have had the advantage, but Rasmus gave him a clip, and I tell you what, that sent him off. And it just seems to be a very close battle, but Rasmus is trying to push on. Noah's still there in 6th place at the moment, but I'll tell you what, is Noah going to be able to catch up? He's a bit 3.0 of a second at the moment. He's going to try and push on, but Nuno and of course the Rooster, both in all-wheel drive cars. I'll tell you what, this final race is going to be very carefully picked out. It's going to be very carefully, I'll tell you what, it's going to be close as you like, but Neil Smell is still there in 2nd place with Oscar in 1st place at the moment, but Nuno's still there at the moment. Finley in 4th, and with his dad chasing him. This is what he doesn't want. He doesn't want this. He wants to get there, but Noah is catching these two up now. He is catching these two up. This is going to be very carefully, hopefully not going to damage the title fight, but it is going to be very carefully picked out. It is going to be thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, the Rooster is going to be very carefully to see exactly what's going to happen, but very easily picked out. We'll see exactly what is going to happen because Noah is trying to put the Rooster under pressure for that 5th place at Brian Moncani, and Rasmus on the both side by side again. This could end in tears if we're not careful between the pair of them. It's already been thereabouts, but you know, Rasmus is going to be thereabouts. But I'll tell you what, Rasmus needs to be very careful because he's very lucky that he's not done any more damage limitation, but at the moment Noah is still trying to catch up to the Rooster. Neil Smale is under attack from Nuno at the moment for that second place. Nuno is trying to take second away from Neil Smale. That is allowing Oscar's around 5.1 seconds ahead of these two. These two are going to have to be very careful. They've had a bit of a memento. Neil clips the wall there, which is going to push him back down to fourth. He's almost there, but we can see exactly what's going to happen. But it looks like the Rooster trying to hold off Noah at the moment. Noah is also there. He's got the Rooster and Neil Smale almost together. These two. Oh, Noah's clipped the wall, has he? He's clipped the wall there slightly. With Rasmus in 7th, then Brian Moncani 8th, Jamie in, of course, 9th at the moment. But I'll tell you what, it is going to go down the last couple of laps of the race. I'll tell you what, Nuno is in 2nd and Finley in 3rd at the moment, so the Mustangs are 1 and 3. I do apologise. The Rooster 4th at the moment. Neil in 5th then, with Noah trying to catch him up. Noah's trying to literally catch him there, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be very closely picked. Neil gets that Lexus sideways, but he loses ground to Noah. At the moment, this is going to be very carefully picked. We'll see exactly how that is. That has actually been a stellar move, but that is allowed Noah to still push his way. He's up into 5th, then he's got Neil Smale alongside him. Neil knows exactly how to race, but he's got to be very careful going into Caltech's chase for the 3rd time. Then it's going to be thereabouts. They're almost there, but Neil goes off track. He's gone. He's had a bit of an issue there, whether he clipped the back of Noah and then realised, you know, that is exactly how it's going to be. But that is seriously, Noah's got around 2 cars between him and Brian Moncani, so it may be enough for the title. It will probably most likely be, but we're on to lap 4 out of 6 with 3 laps to go. This is going to be very hair-raising because Oscar still leading the race from Nuno, followed by Finley, followed by Noah. The Rooster 5th, followed by Rasmus and Brian Moncani. They're both now battling, so you know it's going to be thereabouts. It could be very close. Jamie in 8th and Neil in 9th. But this is exactly, you know, stuff like this, you know, side by side, we know it's going to happen, but, you know, some of the moves I've seen tonight, I've not really been amazed by it. It's been a bit of a, you know, situation where, yes, okay, we're in for a championship fight, but it's not how the championship fight should be. There should be, you know, it's going to be thereabouts, but it's going to have to be very carefully picked. Noah is still there in 4th at the moment, the Rooster 5th. Oscar is still leading the race then from Nuno, followed by Finley at the moment. But you know, Noah's got the fastest lap, so you know he will take another point. But Brian Moncani, I think he knows now that it could be essentially game over, and he knows what he's got to do. He's had to push all the way, but I tell you what, there has been a few issues. But it could be very carefully picked out, but it is thereabouts. But looking exactly what's going to happen. But Nuno's still there in 2nd, and Oscar's still leading. But it's going to be very carefully picked out. No, it's still there in 4th at the moment. The Rooster 5th. But Rasmus still there in 6th place at the moment. He's lucky. He may find himself in a bit of bother with the stewards later. Jamie in 8th and Neil in 9th, and they're chasing each other down. Penultimate lap of the final race of the season, and this is exactly what we're going to try and see. Oscar is still there in 1st place, followed by Nuno in 2nd, with Finley in 3rd at the moment. Noah trying to take the podium, but at the moment the Rooster in 5th, then Rasmus in, of course, 6th place at the moment. It looks like he's almost trying to get Brian to go on the grass, but Brian's going to try and fight back. Brian is, oh, he's lost a bit of ground. Rasmus has gained that advantage now. Jamie in 8th and Neil in 9th, but these two are going to have a bit of a battle. But this is allowing Oscar to escape up the road with that another victory of the season. Nuno still in 2nd at the moment, clips the wall slightly. Finley is there, but Noah clips the wall. But Noah will have the title. He will have the title because he's got 2 cars ahead of him, Brian Mulcahy. He's known what to do all night long. And I tell you what, it is going to be very close. Oh, Finley clips the wall, which almost takes Noah out as well. This is going to be carefully pit your moves. This is exactly how things go. But it is going to be a very carefully pit. I am seriously finding my voice that it is going to be very carefully pit. But at the moment, Oscar still leads the race then with a lap to go. It is going to be what is going to happen, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen because Oscar's still there. Oh, Noah, yes, Noah is on the podium now. Oh, he's lost it though, he's lost it, because that's allowing Finley to get alongside. Finley gets that 3rd place back from Noah at the moment. Noah needs to get, you know, he doesn't need to push too hard because Rasmus is dropped down to 8th. What has gone on between them? Has there been an issue between Brian and Rasmus, or has Rasmus made a silly mistake? Because that's allowed Jamie into 7th now. Brian Mulcahy is only 1 car ahead behind, or 1 car behind Noah at the moment. He has got the Rooster in 5th place at the moment. Noah's dropped back down to 4th, Finley in 3rd. Brian's still there in 6th, Jamie 7th, Rasmus 8th, Neil Smale 9th. But this is allowing Oscar to take another astounding victory. It is going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly how well this is going to go for the final lap of the final race of the season. And it looks to me that we could be very carefully picked. But at the moment, it is going to be thereabouts. I am just about there with my voice. But Noah is trying to get onto the back of Finley for that final spot on the podium at the moment. The Rooster still 5th, Brian Mulcahy 6th, Jamie 7th, with Rasmus all over the back of him. He could, you know, these two have had a bit of an issue in lap number 1 this evening of this race, but it seems that Jamie is going to be thereabouts. But it is going to be very carefully pit. Rasmus is all over the back of Jamie at the moment. Neil Smell still there in 9th place at the moment, but Oscar coming down Conrad straight for the final time of the final race of the season. He is going to take a victory, and I'll tell you what, this lad is going to hopefully come back next season. We'll see exactly what is going to happen. He may be a champion in the making. He's got to really just settle down with where he pinpoints his car though. But you know, this guy is now going to be thereabouts. He's about to go through Murray's corner for the final time and take an astounding victory, and I'll tell you what, he will be happy with that. Nuno will be 2nd then, so Nuno takes 2nd. Couple of podiums for Nuno thereabouts tonight. Finley in 3rd with Noah 4th, but Noah takes the championship, and that is what he wanted. He had to finish ahead of Brian Mulcahy in all 3 races tonight to take the championship. The Rooster in 5th then, Brian in 6th, Rasmus 7th, Jamie 8th, Neil Smale in, of course, 9th. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be a very carefully pit. I'll tell you what, it is going to be. But Oscar takes a victory in the final race then of the season, and I tell you what, it is going to be absolutely but I tell you what, Oscar takes an astounding victory from Nuno, followed by Finley, followed by Noah, the champion that is And I'll tell you what, in only his first full season of Eldar Sim Racing on a Friday night, he has taken out the championship, followed by the Rooster and Brian Moncani and Rasmus Oren. And then, of course, Jamie Hillman and Neil Smell complete the field. But I'll tell you what, we'll show you exactly the results there. Now, it is going to be a absolute title challenge has been complete. Noah has won the championship. I can't work it out because my throat and my voice are giving up the ghost, but I will work it out, and I will tell you now, Noah has taken the championship from Brian Moncani. Brian give it his all, but he was absolutely going to be devastated with that. So Oscar takes an astounding victory from Nuno, followed by Finley, followed by Noah, the Rooster 5th, Brian Moncani in 6th, Rasmus 7th, Jamie 8th, and Neil Smell 9th. Fastest lap went to Noah with a 2:12.5 on lap number 4. I'll tell you what, it is absolutely going to be unreal. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen next season. Not too sure as of yet, but who knows. It's going to be a great couple of weeks off to recover, and obviously get, you know, all the league sorted. But I'll tell you what, it has been an absolute pleasure to have to commentate. My voice is officially gone, but I'll tell you what, it has been a stellar season. Yes, there's been a few moments tonight I've not been really happy with, but until then, guys, I've been Hoppers for Eldar Sim Racing. Have a good few weeks off. It is going to be a while till the racing does start, but until then, guys, take care. Ta-ra.